A time travel to the Jomon period. Visiting the World Heritage Site of Sannai-Maruyama. Hello everyone. Today I'll guide you to a special place in northern Japan, Aomori Prefecture. This is the Sannai-Maruyama site, registered as a UNESCO World Cultural Heritage Site, large settlement where people from the Jomon period lived continuously for 1,500 years. From about 5,500 to 4,000 years ago, I visited in March. The site, still covered in snow, was wrapped in silence and mystery. In the harsh winter cold, let's begin our time travel journey. Imagining how our distant ancestors lived. Encountering the site. The Sannai-Maruyama site was discovered in 1992, when excavation began for a planned prefectural baseball stadium, when archaeologists uncovered ruins of an unexpected scale and significance. The governor at that time decided that the ruins should be preserved, rather than building a baseball stadium. Without this bold decision, we wouldn't be able to experience the remarkable culture of the Jomon people today. My guides were volunteers from the Sannai-Maruyama support team. They provide free tours to visitors, explaining the site's attractions. I was deeply impressed by how local people proudly preserve and share their history. The life of Jomon people. Look up. This is a reconstruction of the six-pillar building, considered the symbol of the site. This building, reaching 15 meters above ground, is supported by massive chestnut wood pillars. According to radiocarbon dating, these pillars were made from trees over 400 years old. How did the Jomon people create such enormous structures? Their only tools were stone and bone implements. Without their wisdom and cooperation, such buildings could never have been completed. This is a reconstruction of a typical dwelling, a pit dwelling. With a structure of digging into the ground and building a roof above, it was perfectly practical, warm in winter and cool in summer. In the center was a hearth where families would gather to eat and share stories. Jomon craftsmanship and beauty. Next, I visited the Sanmaru Museum, located within the site. It displays about 1,700 artifacts excavated from the Sannai-Maruyama site, of which about 500 are designated as important cultural properties of Japan. After passing through the time-scale tunnel at the entrance, the Heart of Jomon corner appears on the left. What caught my eye here was the large flat clay figurine, designated as an important cultural property. Clay figurines are human-shaped figures made of clay, many representing women. Most have full breasts and hips, thought to have been used in rituals praying for birth and fertility. This large flat clay figurine has a flat body and unique patterns that suggest a sophisticated beauty reminiscent of modern art. I was speechless to think that people over 5,000 years ago had such artistic sensibility. This is an ornament called a large jade bead. Jade comes from the Itoigawa region in Niigata Prefecture, and the distance to Aomori is over 300 kilometers in a straight line. This indicates that an extensive trade network already existed. During the Jomon period, the translucent green jade was probably the most valuable treasure at that time. Living in harmony with nature. The Jomon people were hunter-gatherers, but their lifestyle was far from simple. Various plant and animal remains are displayed here, from nuts like chestnuts and walnuts, fish like salmon and tuna, to game meat like boar and deer. They utilized a remarkably diverse range of food resources. Particularly noteworthy is the cultivation of chestnuts. Many chestnut fruits and timber have been excavated from the site, suggesting they planted and managed chestnuts systematically. While not full-scale agriculture, this shows a transitional form of beginning to modify nature. One of the most impressive discoveries at this site is the large chestnut wood pillar, made from a giant chestnut tree over 400 years old. This pillar tells the story of the Jomon people's deep relationship with nature. They understood that cutting down trees was a major intervention in nature, and are believed to have conducted gratitude rituals, using only what they needed. The spiritual world of Jomon people. At the Sannai-Maruyama site, not only everyday living spaces, but also special places thought to have been used for rituals have been discovered. There are traces of large holes dug in the ground, where bear skulls and other items were buried. This might have been a ritual, expressing gratitude for hunting or respect for animal spirits. The Jomon people lived as part of nature, coexisting with all living things. Their worldview reminds us of harmony with nature that modern people are increasingly losing. From the delicate expressions of clay figurines and ornaments, we can glimpse the rich spiritual world of the Jomon people. They didn't just live, they pursued beauty and symbolism, likely contemplating the mysteries of the cosmos and nature. The mystery of long-term settlement. The most astonishing feature of the Sannai-Maruyama site is that people continue to live there for about 1,500 years. This is an exceptional duration for hunter-gatherer groups before the beginning of agriculture. Why was this possible? Researchers think that the answer may lie in the rich ecosystem of this region. From the inland forests came nuts and game meat, from nearby rivers came fish, and a little further away were marine resources. This place was a treasure trove of food resources. Additionally, they managed natural resources wisely to prevent depletion. This could be considered an ancient hint for the sustainability challenges we face in modern society. The end of Jomon culture and its legacy. About 4,000 years ago, the Sannai-Maruyama settlement gradually declined and was eventually abandoned. Climate change leading to cooler temperatures is considered the main cause. Subsequently, a new culture including rice cultivation spread through the Japanese archipelago, and the Jomon period came to an end. However, the spirit of Jomon culture didn't completely disappear. Living in harmony with nature, community bonds, artistic sensibility, these values still live in the undercurrents of Japanese culture. For example, the traditional Japanese concept of matainai, avoiding waste, and the Shinto spirit of respecting nature suggest continuity from the Jomon period. The affinity for natural motifs seen in modern Japanese crafts and ceramics also resonates with the Jomon aesthetic sense. Value as a World Heritage Site. In 2021, the Sannai-Maruyama site was registered as a UNESCO World Cultural Heritage Site as part of the Jomon prehistoric sites in northern Japan. This means its importance has been recognized not just for archaeological value, but as heritage for all humanity. As an example of a hunter-gatherer culture that prospered for an extended period and developed a rich spiritual culture, the Sannai-Maruyama site is rewriting world history textbooks. Jomon culture poses fundamental questions to the conventional wisdom that the beginning of agriculture marked the start of civilization. The site's message to visitors. Walking through the quiet, snow-covered site, I felt the presence of people who lived here over 5,000 years ago. They lived in harmony with nature, supported each other in their community, and created a rich culture. Environmental problems, social division, spiritual emptiness that we face in modern society. Hints to address these challenges might be buried in this ancient site. I was also moved by the enthusiasm of the Sannai-Maruyama support team volunteers. They take pride in their ancestral heritage and strive to convey its value to people from around the world. They demonstrate the importance of preserving and passing on cultural heritage. At the end of the journey, our journey through the Sannai-Maruyama site is coming to an end. Through today's journey, have you felt that the word Jomon goes beyond just an archaeological classification and carries a message for our future? Our ancestors, even in an era without developed technology, lived with nature, loved beauty, supported each other in their community, and built a sustainable culture for 1,500 years. If you have the opportunity, please visit the Sannai-Maruyama site in person. And if you listen quietly, the wisdom and prayers of people from 5,000 years ago will surely reach you. Thank you for accompanying me on this time travel journey from the Jomon period. Let's meet again on another journey. Goodbye.